there is nothing but Xfinity Live around it. So now they're going to build around that area, which they already did. They put in a live casino. They tore down what we called Freddie Galvis's hotel. Freddie Galvis was the only one that would stay there. You're an idiot. Hangs up on him. You're a dope. He loves saying you're a dope and hangs up on him because the guy disagrees with you're such a dope. You think if Ben Simmons, he would call him Benjamin Simmons because he's got no J instead of Benjamin Simmons. So he was kind of an antagonist, but he is an insider about what's going on in the city, and he has his biases. If you read his tweet, he has his biases for which teams he really follows in the city. He loves the Eagles.
So he said the Phillies and Comcast Spectator are teaming up to develop a new sports complex in South Philly. The Phillies made the announcement they're joining Spectacor, not Spectator, Spectacor, on a $2.5 billion development project. The two orgs will collaborate to make the destination a world-class live, work, play, sports and entertainment district. It's now even more ridiculous and a bigger joke that the Sixers still want to build a downtown Philly arena. Who will really want to attend with everything going on in a South Philly complex? Enjoy the 250 dark nights. So I'll let you mostly explain this, but is the main point here that it makes more sense for a ballpark versus an NBA team because you have more dates on the calendar?
Yes, but they're all in the central location. The owner of the Sixers, and this is more of a basketball thing, ownership, mayor stuff. The owner of the Sixers wants to go downtown. And when they say South Philly, for people who aren't from Philly, they mean the complex where the Link is, where the Eagles play, where Wells Fargo Center is, where the Sixers and the Flyers play, and Citizens Bank, where the Phillies play. That's South Philly. They have all the parking lots. If they had games in every single one of those stadiums, they would still be able to cover all the parking. So it's a massive complex. And to me, I'm biased because this is Spectrum. Now they've torn both those down. Veterans Stadium actually tore down 20 years ago yesterday. But it was the destination because you can drive in, you park, you don't have an issue finding parking. There is mass transit that goes directly to the stadium. So it's a really well-planned spot. There is nothing but Xfinity Live around it. So now they're going to build around that area, which they already did. They put in a live casino. They tore down what we called Freddie Galvis's hotel. Freddie Galvis was the only one that would stay there, and it was the only hotel on the property. But now they put in live casino. So this is going to be more of a entertainment area now. Now you come down to that area, you park, and you can stay for the weekend, which to me is such an amazing event when you can bring your entire city together for multiple events, in the sense that you could watch the Union if they start becoming, if they move some of their games out of the Union Stadium into the Link. You can go to a Sixers game. You can go to the Flyers, the Phillies play at the same time, the Sixers and the Eagles. So it's a entire complex instead of the Sixers moving downtown where the area where they're at isn't great, but there's some not legal, but political, like we want to move here because we have this connection. So to me, this is awesome and even better for the Phillies because the Phillies are in on this. And this is what every other team we're talking about is holding their city hostage for. And look who's stepping up. They're not asking for the city to give money. They're asking for another business who's going to profit off it, the Phillies who are going to profit off it. And they're like, $2.5 billion, we're going to get this thing done.
And
That was good.
I'm only an hour drive, which is good for me. So I can actually I got my player gold pass. I can go have some fun, try and win a couple bucks, have a few root beers, and go to the game, watch for a couple innings, and beat the traffic before I get home. That's just going to be. I love everything about this. This is great. This is really, really great. I love it.
And sometimes we talk about how, owners hold certain cities hostage with trying to get public money. That part pisses me off. The part that I generally do like, and I know there's more intricacies to each situation, is if there's an area where it's a ballpark and nothing, like literally nothing, just land or parking lot or all of that, it is usually a better experience if you can build restaurants around it, maybe hotels, apartments, etc. And we've seen it done from certain MLB teams, and it has been really cool and often a really great boost for the area too. I've brought up the Nats area. That's one that really has stood out to me. I know, the Braves kind of started from scratch and kind of took over their whole area in Cobb County, but the Nats area was really interesting, where there were plenty of spots that were just kind of blank, and then you all of a sudden see new buildings popping up everywhere, and they've really created an awesome little community near the ballpark now with tons of apartments and restaurants and hotels and all of that. So anyway, it's changed a lot there, where there just wasn't a lot there in the past. There's a lot of just empty land.
And it's a good move because the city can get behind something like this. It brings more commerce to the city. It brings more jobs, but it brings the fans to one central area, which to me builds the city fan base up, which I think Philly fans are already great fans. People are going to say it's a brutal. I mean, Snit just went on a show the other day and was saying how brutal that is and how they treated his family, his wife in the playoffs. Look, I can say that about every single playoff city that I've ever sent my family to. Like, if you're an opposing team, they're gonna treat you bad. To me, this type of thing brings the Philly fan base together and creates that camaraderie for your fan base that, to me, I think some cities are lacking.
Listen, the Philly fans they're the worst, bro. I'll tell you too. They're the worst. Out of all the places I've been, they're the absolute worst.
Oh, you mean going after you, like when you're on the field?
Oh, without a doubt. And I live right down the street, man. I told one of my buddies, I said, bro, you're gonna have to get down here. This guy don't stop. And one of my buddies came down there and solved it for me.
Stop it, Kevin. Brutal. Stop it, Kevin Mitchell.
Hey, it is a vibe for the playoffs in Philly, I gotta say. But yes, Northeast fans get after you.
Come on.
All right, one more in terms of not taking care of your city. So we haven't talked about him in a few days, and some news there as usual. This tweet from Carl Buschek on the A's opening day payroll. It was $18 million higher in 2007 than it will be on opening day of 2024. 17 years ago, the A's spent more on their players. That's all the evidence you could possibly need to know about the intentional sabotaging of a team's chances to even connect with a community. That was all actually a line from Damon Bruce, who's been covering this story from the jump and does a great job on that front. But Carl, kind of posting the quotes. 17 years ago. Look at where revenues were at 17 years ago. That is a crime. That is a crime within the sports world that should not be allowed. So on that front, obviously, Oakland is trying to activate as a community like they always do, and they have massive plans for opening day next week and release.
Hey everybody, be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.